Okay, good evening, everybody. Police Commission meeting here today, 9/11. Call to order at 7 p.m. And the first order of business would be a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Next thing on the agenda, gentlemen, is the commission minutes from last month, August 14th. And you all got a copy, obviously. Do you have any questions? Are we ready to make a motion to approve those minutes?
We have two, don't we, or do we just, did we have a non-public also?
I didn't put that on the pad, it's going to look great if it gets out there.
Yeah, no, but we have two that we have.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine with them, I've seen them. But we're gonna motion on two, right?
Yes, we're gonna have to motion on the non-public that I just signed for you.
Yeah, do the non-public first, and they were both for the same date. So
Same day, so,
Yeah, I'll motion that we accept the non-public minutes for August 14th, without amendments.
I'll second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Lil, you're all set, and I already signed it, okay? That's the one you just gave me, so,
Yeah.
okay. Now we have this one, which is the public minutes of the same day.
And the only comment I have is on the new business, when we were doing the raises, there's no names on it. Don't we put the names on it? Because we give the names in public, so the names should be there.
I just historically, when I look at the minutes from everybody else in the town, nobody else puts the names. They just do the motion of who it is.
Well, we go by title. Of course, you can't just do police officers.
Yeah.
So you got.
So all I would say is, I think we should just put the names in, because we give the names, it's not done in a vacuum.
Right, it's a public record.
Yeah, so I
I
think.
know, I'm just, like when everybody else does the minutes, nobody else puts anybody else's names in there, so I wasn't sure if I should be doing that.
I'd say yes, as long, if we're giving them out in public, it would be different if we weren't mentioning them, but I think, I don't care what they do.
Okay, I didn't really know. I was just trying to mimic my minutes. You got it.
Okay,
So I'll motion
and
to accept the minutes as long as amended with the appropriate names, and I imagine you can figure out which one goes with which motion, the names.
Do you want to go back?
No, just this one.
Okay. So you're going to approve the minutes?
Yes,
Okay.
with that change, for those changes, because there's,
okay, so is that your motion?
that's my motion.
Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, and I sign it, and I'll give this to you before I leave.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, minutes all done. That puts us to the chief, the report. How are we doing this month, chief, or last month?
Good, we had a fatal a couple of weeks ago on bypass 28, it was a pedestrian struck by a vehicle.
Yeah,
That was the first fatal of the year, and hopefully the last. There were a couple of burglaries reported, that doubled the burglaries for the year, brings up to 4. There was one residential burglary on bypass 28.
yeah,
And our new full-time officer is out on his own, he's completed his FTO program, and he's doing an outstanding job.
that's Carl, okay,
It's
fantastic. Well, that's always good when we hire somebody that's from, already certified and has had experience being an officer, so he's on his own now, that's awesome. Okay, so how many, we had 2 burglaries for the year, and now there's 4 total year to date?
Yes, but we have a couple of strong suspects, so more likely going to be solved.
All right. I mean, 4 is not an ungodly number.
No.
I mean, I think the 2 is a real low number, so. Okay. Do you have any other comments or anything to share with us?
That's all I have.
Any questions for the
The
chief?
only question I would have, a number of years back, there was a controversy about not doing like a 24-hour study on the fatal. Is that something we do on this study?
Of course.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
We also had the TAR team come in,
Mhm.
state police, and a 24-hour background was done, and it was done on the last fatal.
Is that on the driver or both? Both, okay, thank you.
All right. Any other questions for the chief? Okay. Ray?
Not too much stuff going on since last month. We had
an active shooter drill at the Auburn Village School. We completed that. That was on the week just before school started. That went pretty well.
Yeah.
The teachers all participated and it went pretty good. Our officers also completed that other, we had active shooter training down in Fort Devens for Homeland Security. That was completed as well. Although I think we're gonna send a couple more guys in October.
You do it like in rotation?
Yeah, to the same training.
How many did you get down this time?
8. Yeah.
8 went to Fort Devens?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, it went pretty well.
Now, who participated in the active shooter at the school besides the Auburn Police? Was it like the sheriff's department?
No, it was us and the fire department.
Yeah.
And one guy that assisted the fire department was the EMT from Boston.
Okay.
who did
Yeah.
it.
And the teachers?
And the teachers.
Because really, it's the teachers that are gonna,
Yeah.
get the kids organized and know what to do, so.
Exactly.
All right,
As well. It's pretty good.
all right, fantastic, go ahead, I'm sorry.
That's quite all right. We had a meeting with the building committee that's looking to possibly do an expansion of the police department for storage building.
Yeah,
That, we actually did a tour of the police department, went pretty well. That was, so now they kind of, instead of just being able to talk about stuff, could actually see what we're talking about, and it actually went pretty good. The committee decided to get a price for both, or get a price for an addition rather than a separate building. Right now, they were looking at a separate building, and it might be cheaper to just add on to the existing like Sally Port off the side of the building. And I think they want to take a look at what the cost difference is for something like that. But that actually went pretty well, and we'll see how that develops. I don't think it's going to be any kind of super fast thing, but
yeah, but it started, the
Yeah.
wheels are in motion.
yeah, so that went pretty good.
Okay,
The police association participated in the duck race and made French fries. That was an experience. A little bit more effort than we expected, but it was pretty good and pretty well received.
yeah,
We're still recovering and cleaning up, so we'll see how, we'll see if we can get.
I heard you did a good job, I heard it was, you did pretty good.
Yeah, it did pretty well, and,
450 pounds of potatoes,
yeah.
yeah, terrific,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
that's
we'll see how
great.
that goes. We'll be ready for, I think, Old Home.
And that was to help the Police Relief Association? Is
Yeah,
that
we
where-
think we might put some money towards the radar.
That's
thing and that.
Police Relief Association,
Yeah.
okay.
You know you can buy the potatoes already peeled.
Yeah, no, that's Chip's shop. Yeah, on September 27th, we're gonna be hosting a regional training school for a less lethal shotgun instructor. And that's gonna be sponsored by Safariland, which is a police distributor. So this is kind of our first major school we've actually hosted ourselves. We do a lot of local ones for ourselves and for the waterworks guys. This will be one for more regional, than this guy's coming from pretty much all over New Hampshire, Massachusetts. We'll see how,
Did you say shotgun?
it's a less lethal shotgun.
Oh.
EMAG.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
So we'll see how that works out for us.
Maybe we shoot potatoes.
Yeah.
That's
That's
but sure.
right. And I think that's about it for the patrol stuff this month.
Okay, what happened with the part-time fellow from the waterworks that we were thinking?
He's sitting right here, we're coming up to that.
Oh, okay, oh, yeah. Okay, good, you want to, that's coming after?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't recognize it, I swore you in, so I should know name, okay. All right, so, Neighborhood Watch, Steve Granger, how are you tonight?
Very good, thanks.
Good, so, other than the 2 burglars, we can't prevent them all.
Well, can't, but hopefully, like I heard, is that you have some pretty good leads, maybe we'll have some good news pretty soon on that. Going back to the duck day races and everything, we did have a stand set up at the police booth there, and I got to have the entertainment of watching everybody work, which was, actually, they did a pretty good job, I have to honestly say. They were a lot of fun to watch, and they were pretty, doing a pretty good job with the French fries, from what I understand too. But we also got, I think we got close to 18 or 20 people signed up, new members onto the Neighborhood Watch. I was only able to spend about 3 hours because I had to take off to go into work, but we probably could have gotten a lot more. Got a little strategy of speeding where they had to catch up in the salt and everything, so when they're loading up on that, I was asking if they wanted to sign up, so I did a pretty effective way of getting people to sign up. But I was also impressed with how many people were already signed up.
Yeah.
And how much they appreciate all the notifications and everything that's going out and informing the community of the work that's going on here, so.
That's what makes the difference, is you guys, it's getting more and more organized.
It is, and
And,
people have heard about it, and they were really kind of happy to sign up for
Yeah.
it, so.
Notices go out and everything, everybody's, email connected.
Mhm.
So anytime there's a public event in town, I guess you should have a little booth set up, like next year when they have the safety complex, what did we call it, Old Home Days? That would be one you would do, and of course the duck race is an annual
Mhm.
thing, and some other things. Yeah,
Definitely. I was talking, Melissa a little bit, we were kind of brainstorming at the stand, there's some other ways that we can get people, notifications out to try to get them to sign up.
well, my idea is one thing, we could ask the principal at the school, that I'm sure, when my kids went there was a newsletter that went out every Friday, the kids would bring it home. So if that's still in effect, perhaps we could take like Melissa's ad that she has in the crier
Mhm.
and ask the principal to put it, so it will go, because we know all those kids, their parents live in Auburn. So that would be an awesome way to reach out and get some more people, because those are all the new families that are moving in,
And the
some
more
of
eyes,
them
the
are-
better, too. More eyes, the better.
Yeah, so let's somebody look into that, we're getting in touch with Laurie Collins and see if we can, put an ad in that,
One of the things I noticed too is that a lot of people who were signing up are people who were just moving into the area for the first time.
Yeah,
So they were all, they said they actually had heard from some of their neighbors how good the neighborhood watch was, so they were happy to sign up.
yeah, fantastic. How about signage on some of these new neighborhoods? Should we be, thinking of adding a few more signs on some of these new neighborhoods that are popping up? Like around Lover's Lane and the new development there, and Fabonio's got a development off of, what's that? Pingree, yeah. Pingree Hill, so we should look at signage and see if we should install a couple more signs in some of these new neighborhoods. And that may also inspire some of the people that live in that neighborhood that aren't in the neighborhood watch, say, hey, maybe I should do it, get the ball rolling. All right. So that's about it, huh?
That's about it for this week.
Well, thank
This
you.
month.
Thank you for a good job, appreciate it, Steve. Okay, any questions for Steve? No. Okay. Okay, old business. Okay, so they wanted to put in fuel reduction. When I say they, the department. As you know, in our last budget we did last month, the fuel line was reduced from 25,000 to 20,000. And is that, I think that's correct.
Yeah, they didn't-
25
They
down.
didn't want to put in
25 to 20.
We cut it to 20.
Yes, so they'd like to just talk to the commission. They've had a little bit of time to think about it, and they put something together, and they'd like to have us look at this. Okay.
Right, so we got some more information together, we're showing our budget presentation. The police commission, they cut the fuel line from 25,000 to 20,000. And I remember during the discussion that Dennis had thought it had not been cut from the year before, that's, I think it was cut the year before that. So what we did is we went through and looked at how much fuel we've been using and how much it's cost. And we got the figures on the cost of the fuel from the Federal Department of Transportation. They actually listed the cost of the cost per year, goes back to 10 years, and then they project out 1 year ahead of time what they expect the fuel cost to be. So we made a little chart here from 2015 forward. It used to have $30,000 budgeted for gas, and that year we spent $25,000 for fuel, and the gas back then was $2.80 a gallon. 2016 we had $28,000 budgeted, we spent $18,000, but gas had gone down to $2.19. And then 2017 it went down to $25,000, we spent $19,000, and gas was back to around $2.40. And then we go to the first 6 months of this year, that's what we have budgeted, had the numbers for, because we fall a couple months behind. We get billed for our fuel, but it doesn't come right at the end of the month, it comes into the next month. So for the first 6 months, we were budgeted $25,000, we spent $11,000. The average gas price in New Hampshire was $2.67 during the first half of the year. And then we projected out based on the last month's gas prices what we would expect. So we would expect to spend $22,000, which the average price came $2.79, and that's from the Transportation. Then we went and looked up our WEX, you guys should have another page there for our WEX bills.
Yeah,
There should be, I don't know if you guys got color or not.
Yeah, we do.
yeah,
The green ones at the top are the two bills that we had that have not been added into our budget yet. So we spent $11,000 before we received those two. That's for July and August. So now our total spent is $15,394.22 out of our 25. So we're pretty much right on the money, but actually our 22 is probably a little low, trying to do our $23,000 spent. But then for 2019, if we cut the fuel line to $20,000, using the same gas consumption we've been using, took an average, and the DOT projects gasoline prices at $2.72, we would spend $26,384, which would put us $6,000 up. If we're at 25, it's not so bad to make up the $1,000 difference, or we can change our tactics a little bit to reduce that fuel cost. The 6 we're not going to be able to do without changing how we control the town, which is an option. We would just have to cut patrols or do whatever we would have to do to save the money or take the money from some other line. But we would ask that before we go talk to the selectmen, that you guys reconsider adding back the $5,000 to the fuel line, put it back at $25,000, and then we can talk with the selectmen more about it.
Yep. So you're saying 272, geez, I paid, I want to say 284 or something in Sunoco, just regular gas, so
You're not paying a tax on it, right?
We don't pay the
Oh,
tax.
we don't pay the tax.
Right.
What is the tax on it?
We're using the Wix program.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I paid more, okay.
Right, so our prices are a little lower than the
Yeah.
tax, we don't have to pay the tax, the federal tax that's on gas.
It was about $4 a gallon. Was that 14 or so?
Yeah,
I know you
yeah.
left.
When I first was on the budget committee, and I can remember my first year, the police commission came to us for their budget. They were at $35,000 or $36,000 budget, and we thought that you may not have
Blue
enough
is
of
the
that.
barrel price, the red is the gallon price. Oh, wait a minute.
The other
Oh, wait,
page,
excuse me. The red is the
Crude oil price.
crude oil price, and the blue is the gallon price. That's so.
Hey, where'd you guys get that?
I just ran that this morning, that's
Oh.
what I use. This is, good job, Ray, thank you. This is exactly what I wanted to see. I wasn't sure, I was trying to think in my head. I knew that we hadn't cut it the year before, but we had been reducing it over time. I think your approximate gallons used is perfect. I think your number projection is fine, and I'll re-motion to revise the fuel line back to the $25,000 originally proposed. And thank you for.
Yeah, no, that's nice job, nice job.
Want me to
Everybody wants to see it out there,
Second.
Yeah, I'll second it, yeah.
All right, all in favor of changing our fuel line? We allowed to do that, Bill, no problem, before it gets, okay. All right, so, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so you're back to 25,000.
Good job.
Nice, very nice job.
job.
Yeah, anybody that wants to look at this, go ahead, you pass them around.
However, I would like to readdress what we had talked about for 2 cruises versus 1 cruiser. And I still feel that this year we should be purchasing 1 cruiser based on what I see for mileage, or if you got the time to do another quick analysis for us to get us information before the budget hearing that will show what our mileage is, but like I said, if we're doing about 150,000 miles a year for the number of cruises we have, and we're buying 2 a year, we're averaging 75. The cruises I've seen that we're sending to other departments and such have low mileage. I made some quick calls, and a lot of people that I talked to said 100,000, and one of the reasons I say that is many places are getting 100,000 mile warranties on the cruises, so they use up the warranty before they turn it over back to the town. But I'm more than willing to take a look at an analysis that's similar to like you people did with the fuel expenditures, which was excellent.
Could you make a little analysis for us between now and the next meeting? And,
Or the night that we go to the budget committee, because we can certainly do it there.
I see one car with 81,700, and the next one is 62,600.
Right.
So,
Right. I can tell you off the top of my head, the crew.
Well, that's what I'm saying, I don't wanna,
Yeah, the
I don't know
cars
if
we
it's
use for
worth arguing
patrol
now.
yeah,
get about 25,000 miles a year.
yeah.
The cars we use, the admin cars, are the ones that don't get assigned, but that guys every shift,
Yeah.
get about 12,000. So that one is 64, we figured we'd add another 25 to that. And the same with the, so 5 and 8 were the ones that were slow.
Car number 5 is the one with 81,000, that would be one that you'd want to replace.
They replaced.
Okay, and what was the second one that you had in mind?
Car 8.
Car 8, which has 62, okay. So we can wait,
It's the 64. then.
64 at the end, yeah.
oh, 64, yeah,
I
okay.
was looking at the wrong one.
I was still, that's the next one, all right, so I went under the comp, you did
I'm
have one.
I'm a facts person, so if you can make your numbers look better than what I see just by looking at the monthly numbers, I'd be more than willing to look at one more time. Right now, our budget has 2 cruises in it. So, and like I said, we can,
They should go 100,000 miles, that's,
All right?
that's
Okay,
fine.
so we all set with that, right?
I don't want to belabor the point tonight.
No? Okay. So between now and either our next meeting or when we meet with the
I
selectmen,
think we're meeting with the selectmen before our next. Are we on track?
We haven't done a schedule yet.
Oh, okay, all right, so we might,
we might make it between now and our next meeting. Okay, something like you did with the fuel would be awesome.
Okay.
All right? Okay, so, next one, new business, approved part-time hiring. Hello, how are you? Dana?
Yes.
Okay,
So we talked last month about putting Dana Phillip from, he works for the Waterworks, so he's actually already a sworn part-time police officer for the town of Auburn. He has police powers here, we talked about to put him on our roster so he could work shifts for us as well. I don't even think that he would have to be sworn in, he's already been sworn in.
He's already is in Auburn.
Powers here in the town of Auburn,
Mhm.
he would just be hired by us to do hourly work for us instead of just for the Waterworks. So that's kind of where we're at with the motion to hire him as a part-time officer.
And he's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question I typically ask which is, are you coming here to work with the department and pull shifts, or are you coming here to work details?
It's
Not that I mind you working
Absolutely.
details, but,
it's absolutely for the added experience.
yeah.
My duties with the waterworks, we don't perform motor vehicle stops. I do assist on calls if I'm in the area already. So for me, it's all about added experience.
Now, are you full-time with Waterworks?
Yes,
Okay, and you're a certified part-time officer?
correct.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent.
and he's already been sworn in.
I got a good recommendation from your boss, John. The other day he stopped by and talked to me, so,
Alright.
John O'Neill, so.
Yep.
What do you have, what is Jason's,
Yeah, that's the other thing, is where
we
we
get
for
grade
rating?
6. I don't know, step.
Do you want to wait 2 seconds and I'll run it back to the PD and, do you have the book, the wage study with the wage scale handy?
Yeah,
No, but I can go upstairs, it's closer than next.
Thank you, I would greatly appreciate that.
so we'll be able to, so our intent is to make a motion and set the grade and set the
Yeah, and the
pay.
only, based on, what I've heard from other people, is the only thing I want to do is make sure that where we bring them in isn't going to be a problem to the other part-time officers that have been here for a while, so let's just make sure we get them slotted in the right place.
Yeah. All right, so while we're doing that, while we're waiting for Bill to come back, I'm gonna put you on the back burner for a second. Dennis, why don't we do these 2 evaluations while we have a moment, and we'll get that out of the way?
The first evaluation, in no particular order, other than that's the way they were sitting here, is for Anita Lombardo. She is currently a full-time officer working at a labor grade 7, step 12. She had a satisfactory performance review, and as such, I will motion that she be awarded her next step, which will move her from a labor grade 7, step 12, to a labor grade 7, step 13.
Okay,
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
And the next that I have is Calvin Capos, currently working as a full-time officer, is recently promoted to a master patrolman. He is currently a labor grade 10, step 7, and Both his reviews were satisfactory, so I would move Rick's motion that he be awarded his next step based on a satisfactory review from the labor grade 10, step 7 to a labor grade 10, step 8.
Okay,
I'll second that.
okay, all in favor? Aye.
That is what the offer letter will go at, and that is what the lowest person.
Okay. Okay. So you're looking for this one or this one?
I go to step 4.
That one right there? All right. So now we're back to Dana. Okay, so we're prepared, okay, hold on.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Dennis, you want to make the motion that the circle one is the one we want to hire now?
Okay, so our part-time patrol officers are labor grade 6, correct?
Okay, yep,
Yes.
And do we have, what, in our lowest currently is the step 5? And we have Dana is coming to us not as an inexperienced patrol officer, he has experience, as does the person who's at the step 5, but has been here. In fact, similar
Yeah, same.
circumstances.
Mhm.
Also a waterworks officer, correct? Is that one thing?
yep,
Correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so he's been with us, he's up. Therefore, Dana would start as a labor grade 6, step 4 at $18.02 an hour.
second,
I'll second that.
okay, all in favor? Aye. Are you in favor, are you all set with that?
I am.
Okay, do you have any questions for the commission, or?
I would just
Work
say,
a lot of shift hours.
given the date, it's an honor to serve the community,
Yeah.
and I appreciate it.
One of the things that influenced me, Dana, was Jason Eintel.
Yes.
Obviously, he's your boss. And he talks very highly of you, even like a year ago when I did a ride-along with him. He mentioned your name and said, if you guys ever need a part-time, I'd want to recommend Dana. So you obviously going to be doing a good job, so hats off to you, okay?
Was Dana the one that was doing a water test and saw the breaking?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Breaking in it?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're already working on the
It's already
job.
working.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, welcome aboard.
Congratulations, it's a
Thank you, I
great,
appreciate
great
it.
department, a great community, I
Yeah.
think you'll enjoy it.
I agree.
Yeah, perfect.
Hopefully we'll see you around, rather than just
Okay.
hanging around in front of my house.
Yeah. Okay, so, that is the end of our agenda. Is there any input from the audience? Yes, Linda?
We talked about GPSs a long time ago. Is
Yeah.
there any status on that?
No, right now, what we've done is a couple of those initiatives have been put aside until we finish the union negotiations, which we're currently into with our union staff. We have one large group that's unionized, so. And those negotiations are moving along, so I'm hoping that they will be wrapped up fairly quickly, and then we may address some of those other things.
Okay, any other questions, folks, before we adjourn?
I got one thing.
Yes.
We do all the employee evaluations,
Yeah,
so who does the chief evaluation?
it's due.
Okay,
Normally, I would do it,
okay.
and we haven't made it, I kind of do it, it's
All right.
kind of a, he's at the, chief, are you at step 20 now?
No,
No?
let's, okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's due, so next meeting, I'll have it completed.
Do we get to look at it?
Well,
Or-
we probably could.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to frame it out, and then we'll discuss it in a non-public. We're going to have a non-public next month anyhow.
Yeah,
Next month anyway, right?
yeah,
Okay.
If that's still the plan.
Yeah,
All right.
But I mean, right now, we think we are.
yeah, so right now, we're gonna have Melissa probably in a non-public next meeting maybe, okay? Because she was tonight, but she had strep throat. Does she have it, by the way, or not?
The doctor said yes. and she's
Aye.
like,
I'm glad she's stable.
Yeah.
I'm very happy.
Okay. And so we would also, I'll do the evaluation, and then in the non-public, we can look it over and discuss it.
Right.
Is that fair?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, chief, is that fair?
That's fine.
Okay.
Like 6:30 now.
Yes.
Yeah, if we did a 6:30, we can do Melissa and the evaluation, and then do our normal meeting at 7 o'clock. Okay, any other questions, Dennis? Mickey, anybody else? And we're gonna entertain a motion to adjourn at 7:30.
Other than I'd like to say, I did get to witness the police department and their French fry booth. They did a great job. They had a great presence there.
Yeah.
The entire day. And it was great to see everyone in town. It was really good.
They had a good turnout.
It was great.
Yeah.
It's amazing what they
Yeah.
did that day.
All right, beautiful. All right, how about a motion to adjourn to
Make a
7:30?
motion to adjourn.
And I will second it.
All right. All set. All right, thank you.
I think there was motivation here.
Good boy.